When my granddaughter Emma forgot to show up to my 70th birthday celebration last Saturday, choosing instead to finalize her European vacation plans, she had no idea she was dismissing Victoria Eleanor Blackwood, the silent majority shareholder of Meridian Airlines, who controls the very flight reservations they booked, the luxury hotels they're staying at, and could transform their dream graduation trip into the most expensive lesson about family respect that any ungrateful relatives have ever received. Make sure to hit that like button if you've ever had family members treat your special occasions like optional inconveniences, drop a comment about your worst birthday disappointment experience, and subscribe because you won't believe what happens when entitled family members discover that the lonely grandmother they abandoned actually controls their entire vacation paradise. The modest floral dress from JCPenney that I wore to my 70th birthday dinner at the local Denny's last Saturday evening, a practical polyester blend that had served me well for 3 years, paired with comfortable orthopedic shoes from Walmart and the kind of simple pearl necklace that elder women receive as retirement gifts, created exactly the visual impression that Emma and my son Michael expected from a widowed grandmother, whose Social Security payments and modest pension required careful budgeting for special occasions at family-friendly restaurants where senior discounts made celebration dinners affordable rather than extravagant. The appearance that I had carefully cultivated since my husband Robert's death 8 years ago perfectly reinforced every stereotype about elderly women who depend on fixed incomes and careful financial planning to cover basic living expenses. In a small apartment at Riverside Gardens, senior community where the monthly rent of $1,800 consumed most of my apparent income while leaving little discretionary spending for luxury experiences, or the kind of milestone celebrations that younger generations take for granted when planning significant life events and cultural activities throughout their professional and social networks. My daily routine, as observed by Emma and Michael during their increasingly rare visits to my small 2-bedroom apartment in Riverside Gardens, senior community, perfectly supported their assumptions about elderly lifestyle limitations and financial constraints that prevented sophisticated entertainment planning and luxury experience. Coordination. They saw me every other Sunday afternoon at my kitchen table, carefully reviewing coupon inserts from the Sunday newspaper, organizing grocery store discount offers in manila folders labeled with weekly meal planning, and maintaining detailed budget spreadsheets that prioritized prescription medication costs over recreational activities and family entertainment that seemed beyond my apparent financial reach. The prescription medication routine that characterized my bathroom counter and kitchen table provided additional evidence of my supposed financial constraints and health-related expenses that Michael treated as normal aging processes rather than strategic performance designed to maintain operational security and family perception management. The weekly pill organizer with its 7 compartments, each carefully filled with generic medications for blood pressure, arthritis, and cholesterol management, sat prominently next to Medicare paperwork and pharmacy receipts that Emma occasionally helped me organize while explaining the importance of understanding healthcare coverage and medication costs that can really impact seniors on fixed budgets. The technology limitations that I displayed during family visits provided crucial evidence of generational gaps and learning challenges that prevented elderly people from understanding contemporary travel booking systems and online reservation platforms that younger generations navigate effortlessly through smartphone applications and digital coordination services. When Emma attempted to show me how to use travel websites or social media platforms, I responded with appropriate confusion and hesitation, asking repeated questions about security concerns and expressing preference for traditional phone-based customer service and in-person assistance that older adults depend on for guidance and support with complex technology systems. The social media absence that characterized my supposed technological limitations extended to email usage, where I maintained a basic AOL account that I checked infrequently and used primarily for communication with the senior center activities coordinator and occasional messages from distant relatives who assumed I needed simple, clear instructions for basic computer tasks and online navigation. The absence of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or any travel blog presence reinforced assumptions about elderly digital isolation and limited understanding of contemporary communication methods that younger generations use for social coordination, entertainment planning, and experience sharing throughout their professional and personal networks. The financial planning discussions that Michael and Emma had been conducting on my behalf throughout the past 3 years revealed their systematic preparation for managing my elderly care obligations while minimizing disruption to their professional advancement and lifestyle optimization goals. The conversations about appropriate senior living facilities with comprehensive healthcare services, potential reverse mortgage options for seniors who need additional retirement income, and simplified financial management that doesn't overwhelm elderly coordination capabilities consistently treated my supposed limitations as problems requiring their oversight rather than recognizing the sophisticated financial authority that had been operating beneath their assumptions about grandmotherly simplicity and retirement lifestyle constraints. The birthday venue that I had suggested for our family gathering perfectly reinforced every assumption about elderly financial limitations and simple entertainment preferences. Denny's restaurant on Maple Street, with its senior menu options and early bird specials, represented exactly the kind of practical celebration choice that adult children expect from grandmothers who live in modest apartments and depend on fixed incomes to cover basic living expenses, while saving special occasion spending for truly important family milestones and cultural experiences that require careful budgeting, advanced planning, coordination. The restaurant selection process that occurred during my conversation with Michael in early May revealed his systematic assumption about elderly dining preferences and budget limitations that excluded consideration of sophisticated culinary experiences or upscale celebration venues. "Mom, I think Denny's is perfect for your birthday," he said with the patronizing kindness that adult children use when managing elderly family members' expectations. "They have that senior menu with smaller portions and reasonable prices, plus the early bird special timing works well with your schedule. We don't want to overwhelm you with anything too fancy or expensive." The gift coordination that Emma had mentioned during our March telephone conversation revealed systematic preparation for minimal expense management and convenient shopping solutions, rather than thoughtful celebration planning that recognized the significance of milestone birthdays and generational achievement worthy of family investment and cultural celebration. Her suggestions about practical gifts that seniors really appreciate included items like reading glasses with magnification, easy grip kitchen utensils, and subscription services for large print magazines that reinforced assumptions about elderly limitations while demonstrating complete disconnection from my actual interests, capabilities, and cultural sophistication. "Grandma Victoria, I've been thinking about what would be really useful for your birthday," Emma explained during one of our phone conversations with the careful consideration that younger family members use when selecting appropriate gifts for elderly relatives. "Maybe we could get you one of those medical alert systems, or perhaps a simplified tablet that's designed specifically for seniors with bigger buttons and simpler navigation. I know technology can be overwhelming, but these are made to be really user-friendly." The restaurant reservation confirmation that Michael had forwarded to me 2 weeks before my birthday, with detailed instructions about appropriate timing for elderly dinner coordination and menu options that accommodate senior dietary preferences and budget considerations, perfect reinforced every assumption about elderly celebration limitations and family accommodation requirements while excluding recognition of sophisticated dining experience and cultural appreciation that I had been developing for 52 years through luxury hospitality management and international restaurant coordination across major metropolitan areas and exclusive culinary destinations. The family gathering expectations that characterized Emma and Michael's birthday planning discussions revealed systematic preparation for efficient celebration management and obligation fulfillment than genuine family celebration that honored milestone achievements and generational wisdom worthy of authentic appreciation and cultural recognition. Their coordination focused primarily on scheduling convenience and minimal disruption to their professional commitments, while treating my birthday celebration as family duty rather than opportunity for intergenerational bonding and cultural tradition that strengthened family relationships and honored elderly contribution to family development and educational advancement. The conversation that occurred 3 weeks before my birthday provided comprehensive documentation of their attitude toward family obligations and revealed the systematic elderly management that had been developing throughout our relationship since Robert's death. We need to make sure Mom's birthday celebration is well organized, but not too complicated, Michael explained to Emma during a phone call that I overheard through my apartment's thin walls. She gets tired easily, and we don't want to overwhelm her with too much social activity or excitement. A simple family dinner should be perfect. Something quiet and manageable that won't stress her out. Emma's response revealed her systematic preparation for managing my involvement while minimizing disruption to her own vacation planning and social positioning requirements. Absolutely, Dad. I've been looking at some really nice senior-friendly restaurants with early dinner options and comfortable seating. We want Grandma to enjoy herself, but we also need to be realistic about her energy levels and dietary restrictions. Plus, I have my Europe trip planning to finalize, so we should keep the birthday celebration simple and efficient. The vacation planning timeline that would ultimately conflict with my birthday celebration had been developing throughout the spring of as Emma coordinated her college graduation trip with her boyfriend Jake Martinez and their friend group, who had been planning European travel as reward for completing their degrees at UC San Diego. The coordination that excluded family celebration consideration revealed systematic prioritization of peer social experiences over intergenerational family obligation and cultural tradition that honored milestone birthdays and generational achievement, worthy of family investment and celebration. The travel itinerary that Emma had been developing with obvious excitement and extensive planning attention included comprehensive research into European cultural destinations, luxury accommodation, booking, and exclusive experience coordination that demonstrated sophisticated travel plan capabilities while revealing the time and energy investment that she was willing to dedicate to experiences that enhanced her social positioning and cultural sophistication, rather than family celebration and intergenerational appreciation that honored elderly wisdom and family cultural tradition. The European vacation planning that consumed Emma's attention throughout April and May 2024 included detailed coordination of flights through multiple airlines, hotel reservations in Paris, Rome, Barcelona, and Amsterdam, restaurant bookings at internationally acclaimed establishments, and cultural experience coordination that required extensive research and considerable financial investment. The planning process that she documented enthusiastically on her Instagram stories and discussed constantly during family phone calls revealed systematic prioritization of peer travel experiences over family celebration obligation and generational respect that honored milestone birthdays and elderly achievement. Grandma, you won't believe how amazing this trip is going to be, Emma explained during one of our conversations with the genuine excitement that young adults reserve for experiences that define their social positioning and cultural sophistication. We've got first-class flights to Paris, luxury hotels in every city, reservations at Michelin-starred restaurants, and private tour guides for all the major museums and cultural sites. Jake's parents helped coordinate some really exclusive access through their business connections, and my sorority sisters are so jealous of our itinerary. The contrast between Emma's enthusiastic investment in her European vacation planning and her perfunctory approach to my birthday celebration provided perfect documentation of family priority hierarchies and revealed systematic devaluation of elderly celebration needs, while maximizing attention and resources for peer social experiences that enhanced personal reputation and cultural positioning within college social networks and post-graduation lifestyle establishment. The specific timeline coordination that would create the ultimate conflict between family obligation and personal entertainment. When Emma's travel group finalized their departure date for Europe as June 8, exactly 2 days after my 70th birthday celebration, the scheduling overlap that positioned family obligation as inconvenient obstacle to vacation preparation rather than priority worthy of careful coordination. Respectful planning revealed systematic assumptions about elderly flexibility and accommodation that treated grandparental celebration as movable obligation rather than fixed family commitment. The conversation that would provide irrefutable evidence of family priority misalignment occurred on May 15, when Emma contacted me about potential birthday celebration timing adjustments that would accommodate her European vacation departure schedule. Grandma Victoria, I need to talk to you about a small scheduling issue with your birthday dinner. She began with the diplomatic tone that family members use when requesting elderly accommodation and flexibility that serves younger generation convenience. The thing is, our Europe departure is scheduled for June 8, and we have so much final preparation coordination to handle that weekend: packing, last-minute travel document verification, currency exchange, and group coordination meetings with everyone's family. Would it be possible to move your birthday celebration to maybe the weekend before, like June 1st? That way we could properly celebrate your milestone without feeling rushed or stressed about travel preparation. The suggestion that my 70th birthday celebration should be moved to accommodate her vacation schedule provided perfect documentation of family relationship priorities and revealed systematic assumptions about elderly flexibility that treated milestone birthdays as convenient scheduling options rather than significant cultural events worthy of fixed family commitment and celebration coordination that honored generational achievement and personal significance. I understand that travel preparation requires careful coordination, I replied with the diplomatic patience that elderly family members use when younger relatives request accommodation and understanding for their convenience priority. However, my 70th birthday occurs on June 6, and I was hoping we could celebrate on the actual date, since it represents such an important milestone. Perhaps your travel preparation could be coordinated around family celebration rather than requiring birthday timing adjustment. The immediate resistance and inconvenience demonstration that followed this reasonable request revealed Emma's systematic prioritization of pure travel experiences over family celebration obligations and provided comprehensive evidence of entitled attitudes that would justify the educational consequences her character failures were earning through systematic elderly dismissal and cultural insensitivity that violated basic principles of family respect and intergenerational appreciation. Grandma, I really think you're being a bit inflexible about this, Emma responded with the frustrated tone that young adults use when elderly family members fail to accommodate their convenience requirements and social positioning needs. It's just 1 day difference, and moving the celebration to June 1st would actually give us more time to plan something really special without the stress of last-minute travel coordination. Plus, June 1st is a Saturday, which is actually better for restaurant availability and family scheduling coordination. The systematic elderly dismissal and convenience prioritization that characterized Emma's birthday rescheduling pressure revealed complete transformation from the loving granddaughter who had once valued family traditions and respected generational wisdom into someone whose lifestyle optimization and social positioning requirements eliminated consideration for elderly dignity and milestone celebration significance that honored lifetime achievement and family cultural heritage. The final conversation that would determine whether Emma's character could be rehabilitated through family education or required immediate consequences through systematic privilege restructuring occurred on May 22, when she made her ultimate choice between family loyalty, peer social positioning that would define our relationship and determine her continued eligibility for the travel coordination and lifestyle support that had enabled her sophisticated European vacation planning and cultural access throughout her educational development. Grandma Victoria, I've been thinking about this birthday situation, and I really think we need to be practical about timing and coordination, Emma said with the decisive tone that revealed her systematic preparation for elderly management and obligation. The Europe trip represents a once-in-a-lifetime graduation celebration, and the timing really can't be changed because of group coordination and hotel reservations that we've already paid for. I'm sure you understand that sometimes we need to make practical compromises for the greater good of family harmony and scheduling efficiency. The ultimatum that followed would provide perfect justification for the systematic revelation and educational consequences that her entitled attitudes, family loyalty failures had been earning through months of systematic elderly dismissal and cultural insensitivity that threatened her continued eligibility for travel support and lifestyle coordination that had made her European vacation possible through hospitality industry authority that she never suspected or acknowledged. So here's what I think would work best for everyone, Emma continued with obvious confidence in her ability to manage elderly accommodation and family obligation. We'll celebrate your birthday on June 1st with a nice family dinner, and then you'll have a quiet, relaxing week while we handle our travel preparation and departure coordination. When we get back from Europe in 3 weeks, we can have another celebration with photos and souvenirs from our trip. That way you get 2 birthday celebrations instead of 1, and we don't have to stress about conflicting schedules or complicated coordination. The patronizing suggestion that receiving 2 birthday celebrations would compensate for missing my actual 70th birthday, revealed systematic disconnection from family respect principles and provided irrefutable evidence that Emma's character had deteriorated beyond rehabilitation through intervention programming. While her entitled assumptions created perfect justification for immediate consequence, implementation that would provide comprehensive education about gratitude, family loyalty, and the reality that travel privileges require demonstration of character worthy of continued support and cultural access consideration. As May transitioned into June 2024, the character assessment documentation that I had been accumulating provided increasingly comprehensive evidence of moral deterioration and systematic disrespect that threatened not only her continued eligibility for travel coordination, but also her potential for character rehabilitation through family education, programming, and cultural sensitivity intervention that might address her entitled attitudes, restore her appreciation for generational wisdom and family celebration significance. The transformation of my granddaughter Emma from a loving child who treasured our weekly baking sessions and valued elderly wisdom into someone whose priorities reflected millennial social media culture and peer validation obsessions had been gradual but increasingly apparent over the past 6 years, since she started college at UC San Diego and entered the competitive world of sorority social positioning, where success was measured primarily through Instagram followers, exclusive event access, and lifestyle coordination that emphasized individual achievement over family loyalty and community involvement throughout the demanding academic environment and its associated social obligation. When Robert was still alive, and our comfortable home in Pasadena served as the center for extended family gatherings and educational activities, Emma would spend entire afternoons at our kitchen island, learning advanced cooking techniques, discussing literature and history, and participating in complex cultural reasoning exercises that I hoped would guide her character development throughout her adult life and professional career in Southern California's competitive academic environment and international business community that required both intellectual capability and moral foundation for sustainable success. Those early years were filled with grandmother-granddaughter projects that taught Emma practical skills, while building our relationship through shared intellectual accomplishments and cultural exploration. Robert would involve Emma in home gardening calculations and family financial literacy education, while I taught her advanced research methodologies, critical thinking principles, and the importance of maintaining intellectual humility that linked current achievements
to their foundational learning and community support, through mentorship and family guidance that honored both individual capability and collective wisdom. The conversations we shared during Emma's formative years revealed her exceptional analytical intelligence, her curiosity about international business and cultural coordination, and her genuine interest in understanding the principles that determined which young professionals achieved sustainable success and which struggled with career development. Despite impressive academic credentials and social networking capabilities, when Emma was 12 years old, she would sit at our dining room table while I reviewed international hospitality documents from my consulting work, asking thoughtful questions about customer service excellence, international coordination, and the analytical methods that helped business professionals make informed decisions about client relationships, service strategy, and professional development throughout competitive hospitality markets. The cultural values that Robert and I tried to instill during Emma's educational development emphasized the importance of intellectual integrity, systematic thinking, and the kind of character development that enables people to succeed professionally while maintaining their moral foundation, family loyalty, and community connections that provide meaning and stability throughout career transitions and professional challenges. We taught Emma that true success required balancing personal achievement with family responsibilities, that elderly wisdom deserved respect and consideration, and that educational prosperity created obligations to support family members and contribute to community welfare, rather than simply accumulating social media followers and lifestyle positioning. The educational support that Robert and I provided during Emma's elementary, middle school, and high school years included advanced academic tutoring, cultural reasoning guidance, and the kind of consistent encouragement that helps academically gifted students develop confidence and professional ambition while maintaining cultural identity and family connections that honor heritage and wisdom. When Emma struggled with advanced placement history during her junior year at Pasadena High School, I spent countless hours helping her understand complex historical relations, using practical examples from international business and cultural coordination to make abstract principles relevant to real-world applications that she could comprehend and apply to her academic preparation and future career planning. The intellectual development that formed a central part of Emma's educational foundation included age-appropriate lessons about logical reasoning, systematic problem-solving, analytical thinking, and the importance of maintaining intellectual curiosity while building knowledge through careful study and mentorship that honored both individual capability and collaborative learning. Robert and I established her first research environment when she turned 14 years old, teaching her to analyze historical documents while watching her research skills grow through systematic practice and theoretical understanding that demonstrated the power of consistent intellectual discipline and long-term learning strategy. The family activities that we encouraged Emma to participate in throughout her childhood and adolescence included volunteer work with senior citizen organizations in Pasadena and Glendale, assisting with community fundraising events for educational scholarship, helping elderly neighbors with basic technology assistance, and social coordination that taught her about the dignity and wisdom of aging, while building character through service to others who needed guidance and support. These experiences were designed to develop empathy, responsibility, and respect for elderly community members who had contributed to society throughout their lives and deserved honor and assistance during their later years. The college preparation process that culminated in Emma's acceptance to UC San Diego's prestigious communications program represented years of academic guidance, financial planning, and character development that enabled her to pursue higher education with confidence, family support, and clear understanding of the sacrifices that Robert and I made to ensure her educational opportunities while maintaining our family lifestyle and community involvement. The partial scholarship that supplemented our financial contribution came through community organizations and academic achievement recognition that reflected not only her individual capabilities, but also the family foundation and community connections that supported her development. However, the transformation that would ultimately corrupt Emma's character and family loyalty began during her sophomore year at UC San Diego, when her coursework in digital communications and social media marketing introduced her to influencer culture and lifestyle optimization strategies that gradually convinced her that image management and social positioning should guide personal relationships, just as they determined online engagement and follower development that prioritized measurable outcomes over emotional connection and family continuity. The sorority experiences that Emma pursued during her college years introduced her to social environments where success was measured primarily through individual social media metrics, lifestyle coordination capability, and networking advancement opportunities that emphasized personal brand development over collaborative teamwork and community involvement that built social capital and mutual support network. The mentors she encountered in these social settings consistently emphasized the importance of strategic image management, personal branding, and calculated networking that treated family relationships as content opportunities rather than sources of mutual learning and collaborative problem solving.
The social media theories that Emma absorbed during her communications program included lifestyle models that prioritized aesthetic appeal over authentic relationships, optimization over emotional sustainability, and individual content creation over team collaboration, and knowledge sharing that honored collective wisdom and institutional memory as valuable guidance, rather than outdated burden that interfered with contemporary social media practice and audience engagement methodologies. Her professors, many of whom had limited experience with multi-generational family businesses or community-based cultural practice, taught Emma to evaluate every relationship and commitment according to measurable engagement metrics and content creation potential. But perhaps the most damaging aspect of Emma's college experience was her systematic misunderstanding of the support systems that enabled her educational success and lifestyle coordination. The scholarships that reduced her student loan debt, the internship opportunities that provided practical experience and professional networking, and the cultural experiences that enhanced her social media content, all reflected careful coordination through community organizations and educational assistance programs that Robert and I had supported through volunteer work and charitable giving, though Emma interpreted this support as evidence of her individual merit and social media influence. The lifestyle opportunities that Emma secured during her college years with various fashion brands, travel companies, and cultural organizations represented exactly the kind of strategic social positioning that enabled promising young communications students to gain experience, build industry connection, and develop expertise that would benefit both individual career advancement and regional cultural development throughout Southern California's competitive media markets. The influencer partnerships that seemed perfectly suited to Emma's communications background, social media skills, and lifestyle ambitions reflected systematic coordination between community organizations and business networks that provided emerging media professionals with career development opportunities that wouldn't normally be available to college students without extensive industry experience and professional networking. The brand collaborations, travel opportunities, and cultural access that enabled Emma's rapid progression from college student to established lifestyle influencer represented specialized development that most communication students received only after years of practice experience. The income progression that enabled Emma to transition from dorm living to a luxury apartment near campus and eventually to her current lifestyle coordination with designer clothes and international travel planning reflected partnership earnings and brand collaboration distributions that were possible because her social media content consistently achieved superior engagement through access to professional networks, industry expertise, and cultural relationships that other influencers couldn't replicate without similar community connections and mentorship assistance. The networking opportunities that connected Emma with industry leaders, potential brand partner, and professional development programs represented strategic relationship building, coordinated through community cultural organizations rather than organic career development, that demonstrated individual initiative and interpersonal skill. The professional associations, media conferences, and continuing education programs that enhanced Emma's credentials and market knowledge were subsidized through community partnerships and professional development initiatives. The brand relationships that formed the foundation of Emma's influence, success, and lifestyle coordination reflected introductions and business development coordination through community networks that connected local businesses with content creators who demonstrated both communications competence and community commitment that predicted long-term professional relationships and mutual success. The trust and professional credibility that Emma earned from brand partners wasn't simply the result of her individual capabilities, it reflected carefully managed business coordination and community reputation. However, the most significant factor in Emma's character deterioration was meeting Jake Martinez during her junior year through a social media networking event at UC San Diego, where young communications and business students gathered monthly to build relationships and coordinate content opportunities that supported regional innovation and professional advance. Jake's background as a business student whose family owned several successful restaurants in Los Angeles provided him with sophisticated understanding of lifestyle management, brand positioning, and the social media strategies that enabled successful young professionals to maintain their influence and market presence. Jake's professional training in business development and social media marketing had taught him to evaluate relationships and commitments according to strategic value, lifestyle enhancement, and measurable outcomes that could be leveraged to influence social positioning and financial advancement that aligned with professional objectives rather than emotional fulfillment or family obligation that required time, energy, and financial resources without providing quantifiable returns on engagement metrics. The relationship between Emma and Jake that developed over 18 months of social media collaboration and lifestyle coordination revealed a worldview that prioritized measurable lifestyle outcomes, strategic social positioning, and career advancement coordination over relationships, tradition, and the unmeasurable contributions that elderly family members provide through emotional support, historical perspective, and institutional memory that connects current generations to their cultural heritage and community roots. Jake's influence on Emma's thinking about family relationships had been particularly damaging because his apparent sophistication and business success provided seemingly authoritative validation for attitudes that prioritized convenience and image management over family loyalty and intergenerational responsibility. His systematic approach to relationship management consistently excluded individuals and activities that couldn't contribute to lifestyle enhancement or social media content creation, creating a worldview that treated family obligations as inefficient resource allocation. The relationship dynamics that Jake established with Emma consistently minimized the importance of family obligations and elderly care responsibilities, while maximizing focus on content creation, lifestyle enhancement, and social positioning that demonstrated their cultural sophistication and career advancement. Their conversations about future planning, financial management, and lifestyle optimization revealed systematic calculation about elderly care obligations that treated family support as budgetary line items rather than expressions of love and respect. The influence operations that Jake conducted to reshape Emma's understanding of success, family relationships, and social responsibility were sophisticated psychological manipulation techniques that exploited her natural ambition while systematically undermining her connection to cultural heritage, family values, and community involvement that had previously provided meaning and stability throughout her educational and professional development. His suggestions about optimizing family time, streamlining elderly care responsibilities, and professionalizing content creation around family experiences consistently reinforced Emma's growing impatience with family obligation. The lifestyle changes that Jake introduced into Emma's daily routine and social activities systematically prioritized image management, content creation, and social positioning over authentic relationship building, community involvement, and the kind of character development that enables people to succeed professionally while maintaining their moral foundation and family connections that provide stability and meaning throughout economic transitions and life challenges. The social entertainment that Jake organized excluded elderly family members and focused on experiences that reinforced their identification with successful young influencer couples, rather than multi-generational family systems that valued wisdom and experience alongside innovation and ambition. Their dinner parties featured exclusively young professionals and content creators. Their vacation planning prioritized Instagram-worthy destinations and activities, and their cultural entertainment choices reflected sophisticated tastes that excluded elderly participation and family tradition. The financial planning strategies that Jake implemented for their lifestyle coordination systematically prioritized brand partnerships, content creation equipment, and social positioning over family support, community contribution, and the kind of intergenerational wealth building that enables families to provide security and opportunity across multiple generations. Their investment priorities, discretionary spending patterns, and charitable giving decisions consistently favored causes and organizations that enhanced their social media presence while reducing support for family members and community organizations. But perhaps the most destructive aspect of Jake's influence was his systematic efforts to isolate Emma from family members and community connections that might challenge his values or question his priorities. His scheduling of important content creation opportunities that conflicted with family gatherings, his creation of social obligations that required Emma's attention during traditional family time, and his subtle criticism of cultural traditions and family customs represented coordinated strategy to weaken Emma's connection to her heritage while strengthening her dependence on his approval. The specific incidents that documented Emma's transformation from a loving granddaughter who received elderly wisdom into someone whose priorities reflected Jake's influence and social positioning obsessions included her systematic reduction of family visit frequency from weekly gatherings to monthly obligation, her growing impatience with my supposed technology limitations and cultural knowledge needs, and her increasingly condescending attitude toward my community college background and modest retirement lifestyle that she began to view as embarrassing reminder of her humble origin. The holiday coordination that revealed Emma's changing priorities occurred during Christmas 2023, when Jake scheduled a luxury ski vacation in Aspen that conflicted with our traditional family gather, requiring Emma to choose between expensive social media content opportunities and family obligation that honored elderly tradition and cultural continuity. Her decision to prioritize the skiing trip while sending me a brief Instagram story explanation demonstrated systematic devaluation of family relationships in favor of lifestyle experiences that enhanced her social positioning. The emergency response assessment that provided comprehensive documentation of Emma's character deterioration occurred during my supposed medical crisis in March, when I contacted her about assistance with urgent prescription medication coordination and transportation to a specialist appointment that required family support and elderly care attention. Her response, which prioritized her content creation schedule and suggested that I coordinate with senior services for alternative transportation solutions, revealed complete transformation from the caring granddaughter who had once prioritized family needs above social media convenience. The systematic elderly dismissal that characterized Emma's behavior throughout late 2023 and early 2024 included her growing impatience with my questions about technology, her condescending explanations of appropriate elderly lifestyle management, and her suggestions about senior living facilities that might provide more suitable social environments and age-appropriate activities, rather than depending on family assistance for basic needs and community connection. The birthday planning process that had culminated in our scheduling conflict revealed the ultimate expression of Emma and Jake's systematic elderly management and family obligation optimization, which they presented as generous inclusion of an elderly family member in their lifestyle coordination, actually represented carefully calculated content opportunity that enhanced their social positioning while minimizing their elderly care responsibilities.
through structured celebration coordination and supervised family experiences that treated my participation as accommodation rather than celebration. The vacation coordination that would ultimately trigger my systematic education about family respect and cultural values began developing through several advance interactions, revealed Emma and Jake's systematic preparation for treating my 70th birthday as obstacle to their European travel planning, rather than family celebration opportunity that honored intergenerational relationships and cultural learning responsibility. The pattern of behavior that emerged throughout April and May 2024 suggested strategic coordination between them to minimize elderly inclusion while maximizing their travel enhancement and social positioning priorities that excluded family responsibility and cultural education. The Mother's Day coordination that occurred in May 2024 provided comprehensive documentation of Emma's systematic efforts to minimize family obligation while managing her social positioning and content creation. The Instagram post that featured a generic Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing women message, rather than personal family appreciation, the absence of invitation for family celebration or cultural activity, and the focus on content creation, with Jake's family revealed systematic devaluation of elderly appreciation and cultural recognition that honored maternal contribution and family foundation throughout cultural development and educational advancement. The sophisticated operational infrastructure that I had been maintaining for 34 years, beneath my carefully cultivated persona as a financially struggling retired community college librarian, represented one of the most advanced private airline and hospitality management empires in the international transportation industry. Built through systematic development of aviation intelligence networks, passenger service coordination protocols, and character assessment frameworks that enabled comprehensive client oversight while maintaining complete operational secrecy and privacy protection that preserved both personal relationships and business empire integrity across multiple generations of luxury travel coordination and international transportation management throughout the global aviation landscape and competitive airline service environment. The quantum encrypted communication systems, humming quietly behind the false panel in my modest Riverside Gardens apartment bedroom, disguised as Robert's vintage electronics collection that any elderly widow might maintain for sentimental value and nostalgic entertainment, processed over Salder's daily flight reservations throughout North America, European routes, Asian destinations, and exclusive charter services, while maintaining real-time communication with airline management systems, passenger preference databases, and service quality assessment networks that determined accommodation standards and travel experience coordination across 2 major airline chains, 8 regional carrier, and 37 boutique aviation services, whose passenger satisfaction depended entirely on systems they had never suspected existed beneath their elderly patrons' humble retirement, lifestyle, and community volunteer activity. The holographic display system that emerged from what appeared to be my basic television entertainment unit provided 3-dimensional visualization of global aviation performance metrics, luxury travel trend analysis, international transportation market evaluation, and passenger behavior pattern assessment that enabled me to identify emerging destination opportunities 18 months before they became apparent to traditional airline corporations and travel management firms. The system's ability to model complex service scenarios, including cultural preference analysis, seasonal demand prediction, and competitive positioning assessment, gave Blackwood International Aviation strategic advantages worth hundreds of millions of dollars in predictive market position and passenger satisfaction optimization decisions that shaped aviation performance and travel experience quality across economic transitions and cultural innovations. The biometric security systems protecting my aviation management operations center included facial recognition, voice pattern analysis, retinal scanning, and DNA verification capabilities that international airline security services and government transportation authorities use for their most sophisticated passenger protection and classified information security protocol. The emergency destruction procedures embedded throughout my Riverside Gardens apartment could initiate complete data elimination and operational transfer within 42 seconds if unauthorized access was detected, while simultaneously transferring all management control to backup command centers in Geneva, Dubai, and Singapore that maintained identical capabilities and could assume full aviation administration without interrupting passenger services or compromising travel experience quality for clients who depended on seamless transportation coordination and emergency assistance management. But perhaps the most sophisticated aspect of my technological infrastructure was the AI-powered passenger character assessment system that monitored behavioral patterns, crisis response indicators, and interpersonal respect demonstration as primary predictors of long-term client relationship stability and transportation service worthiness. This system, which I personally designed through consultation with behavioral psychology experts and aviation management specialists from MIT and École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, analyzed communication patterns, service interaction decisions, family treatment priorities, and cultural sensitivity to create comprehensive character profiles that determined eligibility for continued aviation services and potential exclusive charter access based on authentic respect foundation, rather than convenient performance during vacation periods and travel entertainment expectation. Artificial intelligence algorithms that coordinated my behavioral analysis capabilities included machine learning systems that I developed using advanced mathematical modeling principles learned during my doctoral studies in operations research and systems engineering at Stanford University in 1970s, combined with practical aviation management experience gained through 34 years of systematic luxury transportation development and character evaluation that began when international aviation was emerging as a global economic sector and airline coordination was transitioning from traditional flight management to innovative passenger experience approaches that emphasized both service excellence and cultural impact throughout community development and travel industry prosperity. The Blackwood International Aviation operational structure, carefully designed through consultation with premier aviation industry attorneys and family office specialists to maintain both service effectiveness and legal compliance across multiple international jurisdictions, included 47 subsidiary entities that provided specialized services to individual travelers, corporate clients, diplomatic missions, cultural institutions, and community development initiatives throughout North America, Europe, Asia, and extending into emerging aviation markets. Passengers had established travel patterns and built transportation relationships with support from service systems they had never recognized or acknowledged as coordinated assistance, rather than standard airline industry accommodation and professional service delivery. The primary aviation division housed the luxury transportation management and passenger experience analysis infrastructure that had generated consistent profit margins, averaging 27.3% annually for 34 consecutive years, building wealth through strategic airline acquisition, exclusive route development, aircraft technology investment, and alternative transportation strategies that enabled a starting portfolio of $120 million in 1990 to grow into the $84.7 million empire that currently provided travel experiences and aviation services for elite clientele while maintaining sufficient operational capital to weather economic downturns and support emergency coordination across decades of market volatility and aviation industry transitions that challenged traditional airline approaches and luxury travel planning. The airline property coordination that formed the cornerstone of Blackwood International Aviation operations included exclusive ownership relationships with over 240 aviation facilities throughout major international destinations including premium airport terminals in London, Tokyo, Singapore, Dubai, and Los Angeles, that generated extraordinary passenger satisfaction while supporting aviation innovation and community economic development throughout the global luxury transportation ecosystem. The due diligence processes that evaluated potential airline acquisitions included comprehensive analysis of safety protocols, environmental sustainability, community impact assessment, and passenger experience potential that enabled identification of future aviation opportunities, while they were still developing transportation infrastructure and seeking strategic partnership coordination. The aviation sector expertise that guided my investment decisions incorporated decades of practical experience with transportation cycles, cultural preference patterns, regulatory frameworks, and competitive dynamics that determined which airlines achieved sustainable luxury development versus those that failed despite impressive initial investment and marketing attention. The network of aviation advisors, transportation analysts, and academic researchers that supported my airline evaluation included some of the world's most respected experts in luxury aviation, sustainable transportation coordination, and safety management, from university programs to commercial applications. Though they knew me through carefully maintained professional relationships rather than personal interactions that might compromise operational security or family privacy. The airline fleet portfolio that provided premium passenger experiences and cultural transportation included luxury aircraft throughout European routes, Asian business corridors, Trans-Pacific connections, and exclusive charter services that generated consistent passenger satisfaction while maintaining authentic service excellence throughout established luxury aviation markets. The fleet management coordination that optimized these investments operated through discrete professional services that maintained complete anonymity while ensuring optimal passenger experience and safety positioning that benefited both immediate aviation revenue and long-term transportation development strategy. The ground transportation investments that provided seamless travel coordination included strategic partnership relationships with premium car services throughout Europe, Asia, and North American routes, along with specialized luxury vehicle coordination and private transportation services that offered passengers comprehensive travel solutions while generating steady returns and supporting transportation industry innovation. The ground coordination that balanced passenger convenience, operational efficiency enabled foundation operations to support both individual travel needs and broader industry development, that strengthened transportation networks and built cultural accessibility throughout major international destinations and emerging luxury travel markets. The cultural experience coordination that represented Blackwood International Aviation's most sophisticated hospitality frontier included exclusive access arrangements with airports, transportation hubs, private aviation facilities, and cultural institutions that provided passengers with extraordinary convenience opportunities while supporting transportation innovation and community development. The cultural access management systems that I developed personally included proprietary reservation algorithms, security protocol, and experience optimization capabilities that enabled participation in exclusive transportation programs while maintaining operational security and passenger privacy throughout rapidly evolving aviation regulations and institutional partnership. The Passenger Services Division provided comprehensive travel assistance coordination for all approved clients, including emergency support coverage, cultural transportation services, special event coordination, and the specialized character monitoring that maintained aviation standards, building cultural literacy and respect education that enabled passengers to contribute to destination prosperity, while maintaining the behavioral foundation necessary for sustainable travel relationships and cultural stewardship that honored both individual experience and collective cultural welfare across aviation transitions and social changes. The client services that Blackwood International Aviation provided included travel planning consultation, cultural preparation guidance, emergency coordination support, and character development programming that helped passengers navigate international transportation while building integrity and demonstrating respect that qualified them for continued luxury services and potential exclusive charter access. The programming that we offered through partnerships with cultural institutions, language schools, and educational organizations provided passengers with knowledge and skills that enabled meaningful cultural engagement, while maintaining destination protection and cultural sensitivity, preserved service eligibility and travel privilege access across generations of aviation development and community contribution. The educational partnership programs that operated through Foundation coordination included direct support for aviation management universities throughout Europe and North America, transportation safety scholarships for local community members, and professional development funding that enabled career advancement and skill building within the aviation industry. The educational partnerships that we maintained with MIT, Stanford University, and other prestigious institutions provided specialized programming and research opportunities, while supporting institutional development and community educational access that benefited thousands of students and aviation professionals throughout the international transportation industry. The aviation safety coordination services that Foundation operations provided included comprehensive aircraft maintenance funding, pilot training support program, and community transportation development grants that ensured authentic safety experiences while maintaining community prosperity and transportation content. Community transportation organizations provided passengers with authentic safety access while supporting institutional development and community transportation sustainability that benefited thousands of aviation practitioners and communities throughout major transportation destinations. But perhaps the most strategically important aspect of Blackwood International Aviation operations was the passenger character assessment and behavior monitoring network that tracked client interactions, cultural respect decisions, and values demonstration patterns to identify travelers whose character and actions aligned with Foundation principles versus those whose behavioral deterioration threatened their continued eligibility for aviation services and exclusive charter access consideration. This monitoring system, coordinated through discrete observation and passenger interaction analysis, provided early warning indicators of character failures, while offering intervention opportunities that addressed cultural insensitivity before they required more severe consequences that might disrupt transportation harmony and cultural preservation.
The character evaluation protocols that governed Foundation client assessment included comprehensive analysis of family interaction patterns, elderly respect decisions, service staff treatment indicators, and community responsibility that revealed authentic values versus convenient performance during vacation periods and luxury travel expectations. The monitoring systems that documented these behavioral patterns operated through normal aviation interaction while maintaining complete discretion, privacy protection that enabled accurate assessment without compromising passenger relationships or creating artificial behavior modification that might obscure authentic character evaluation. The crisis response assessment frameworks that determined Foundation support during travel emergencies included evaluation of family sensitivity demonstration, elderly respect priorities, and community responsibility that revealed character foundation worthy of continued aviation services and exclusive charter consideration. The assessment protocols that documented crisis response patterns provided comprehensive data about authentic values and moral foundation that predicted long-term passenger stability and client worthiness for premium aviation access and cultural privilege coordination. The family respect evaluation systems that influenced service access and Foundation support decisions included analysis of intergenerational interaction patterns, elderly sensitivity commitment, and family preservation priorities that honored cultural traditions while building sustainable relationships worthy of luxury travel stewardship and community cultural leadership. The respect assessment protocols that documented passenger behavior during important family experiences provided early warning indicators of character deterioration while offering intervention opportunities that could address relationship challenges before they required more serious consequences or service access elimination. The community involvement assessment that influenced foundation support decisions included evaluation of local economic contribution patterns, cultural learning commitment, and social responsibility demonstration that aligned with foundation mission and community development goals. The community assessment protocols that documented passenger involvement in cultural activities and local contribution provided additional character evaluation data that supplemented family interaction analysis and elderly respect demonstration in determining continued foundation support eligibility exclusive charter consideration. The relationships I had developed with aviation professionals, transportation industry directors, and luxury travel coordinators over 34 years of strategic industry leadership provided Blackwood International Aviation with expertise and market access, enabled sophisticated passenger experience management, cultural preservation support, while maintaining complete privacy and operational security that protected passengers from knowledge that might compromise their character development or create dependency relationships that could undermine their personal growth and cultural appreciation while building authentic travel experiences and community contribution. The aviation philosophy that guided all foundation operations emphasized sustainable transportation, cultural preservation, and generational travel education that served passenger needs while building character and moral foundation necessary for continued luxury service stewardship and cultural leadership. The policies that governed foundation service provision required ongoing demonstration of family elderly sensitivity and personal responsibility that maintained foundation integrity while providing passengers with opportunities to earn continued access through character demonstration and cultural contribution that honored both individual experience and collective welfare across aviation transitions and social changes. The sophisticated intelligence capabilities that I coordinated through partnerships with cultural institutions, community leader and aviation networks enabled Blackwood International Aviation to identify and prevent systematic destination disruption from inappropriate tourist behavior, manipulative travel patterns, and character-corrupting factors that threaten passenger eligibility while providing opportunities that protected cultural integrity and foundation mission through appropriate support and guidance that addressed challenges before they required more serious consequences or service elimination that could disrupt community prosperity and cultural preservation. The academic and professional development partnerships that I maintained with aviation management organizations, cultural preservation institutions, and luxury transportation companies provided theoretical foundations for our practical innovations in character-based travel coordination and value-centered passenger selection. The specialists and consultants who contributed to our passenger services strategies through professional consulting agreements had no idea that their work contributed to a privately owned aviation empire, believing instead that they were participating in research projects funded by anonymous grants and transportation development initiatives that supported international destinations and cultural institutions. The legal framework that governed foundation operations included compliance with international aviation regulations, cultural preservation requirements, and fiduciary responsibility standards that protected passenger interests while maintaining operational flexibility and privacy protection. Legal partnerships that we maintained with premier aviation law firms throughout major international destinations provided ongoing consultation and regulatory guidance while ensuring complete confidentiality and operational security that protected foundation and passenger privacy across changing legal requirements and evolving aviation industry environments. The financial optimization strategies that maximized foundation resources and cultural impact included sophisticated estate planning coordination, tax minimization across multiple jurisdictions, charitable contribution optimization that protected foundation assets while ensuring maximum community benefit and passenger service capability. The financial planning partnerships that we maintained with specialized international accounting firms and estate planning attorneys provided ongoing optimization and compliance coordination while maintaining complete discretion in privacy protection that enabled optimal foundation performance and passenger support across changing financial regulations and economic conditions. The wealth management coordination that would expose the devastating gap between Emma and Jake's assumptions about my limited resources and the reality of my hidden aviation authority had been developing for months, as their character assessment revealed increasingly problematic patterns of entitled expectations, elderly dismissal, and family insensitivity threatened their continued foundation eligibility and aviation service consideration, while providing perfect opportunities for comprehensive character evaluation and potential foundation support restructuring that could transform comfortable assumptions about travel independence into education consequences about respect, gratitude, and family values worthy of continued transportation assistance. The vacation coordination systems that I had been monitoring throughout Emma and Jake's European trip planning revealed their systematic preparation for elderly management and cultural superiority rather than family celebration and cultural learning that honored family authenticity and community contribution. Their airline selections prioritized expensive carriers over safety records. Their activity planning emphasized luxury consumption over cultural education, and their accommodation preferences reflected social positioning rather than cultural immersion that demonstrated respect for destination heritage and community prosperity. The airline industry connections that would soon provide comprehensive documentation of their travel behavior included real-time monitoring of passenger conduct, service interaction patterns, and family sensitivity demonstration throughout their journey preparation. The aviation crew coordination that I maintained through discrete professional networks provided ongoing assessment of passenger character and travel worthiness, while maintaining complete privacy and operational security that enabled accurate evaluation without compromising passenger experience or creating artificial performance pressure. The preliminary character assessment data that I had been accumulating since their vacation planning revealed systematic patterns of elderly dismissal, family superiority assumptions, and luxury entitlement that suggested their European vacation coordination would provide opportunities for comprehensive behavioral evaluation and potential intervention coordination that could either address their character challenges through educational programming or demonstrate the consequences that follow when family insensitivity and elderly disrespect threaten community harm and foundation mission integrity. As I observed the sophisticated technological infrastructure that surrounded me in my modest Riverside Gardens apartment, monitoring global aviation markets and passenger character patterns simultaneously, I realized that the systems that had built extraordinary wealth while protecting cultural destinations would soon need to evaluate whether Emma and Jake's behavior reflected values worthy of continued luxury transportation coordination or entitled assumptions that violated every principle upon which Blackwood International Aviation had been established to support travelers who demonstrated character, respect, and family sensitivity worthy of continued assistance and potential exclusive charter consideration across generations of aviation development and community contribution that honored both individual experience and collective cultural welfare throughout changing social and economic circumstances. The systematic financial dependency assessment that I initiated in March 2024 to evaluate Emma and Jake's complete reliance on Blackwood International Aviation support systems would provide the comprehensive documentation necessary to determine whether their character failures warranted immediate service restructuring or if intervention opportunities might address their moral deterioration before requiring more severe consequences that could permanently alter their travel privileges and social positioning within international aviation communities and exclusive transportation access networks that had shaped their affluent lifestyle and professional advancement throughout Southern California's competitive communications and business market. The preliminary financial analysis that I conducted throughout March and April 2024 documented every aspect of Emma and Jake's lifestyle that depended on Blackwood International Aviation coordination, from the luxury travel experiences that had defined their social media positioning
to the exclusive airline access that enabled their cultural entertainment and professional networking throughout international destinations, where annual travel expenses exceeded 85 transportation opportunities that positioned them for continued social advancement and cultural sophistication within competitive professional circles that required substantial financial backing and aviation industry connections throughout extended leisure coordination and lifestyle management. Travel coordination analysis revealed that Emma and Jake's ability to access and afford luxury international transportation depended entirely on aviation industry coordination and exclusive flight arrangements that I provided through carefully structured partnership agreements and membership benefit coordination that appeared to reflect their social media success and networking capabilities, while actually representing systematic travel support that enabled them to achieve luxury aviation access standards that would normally require inherited wealth or exceptional professional income that most Southern California communications and business professionals couldn't maintain without family assistance or extraordinary career advancement and international client development. The detailed examination of Emma and Jake's travel history, vacation expense documentation, and aviation service coordination revealed systematic financial engineering that I had orchestrated through multiple aviation industry vehicles and professional networks to ensure their luxury travel capability and ongoing cultural access coordination. The expense-to-income ratios that qualified them for exclusive airline membership and luxury charter access included carefully managed investment income streams and aviation industry benefit coordination that supplemented their combined social media earnings, while maintaining complete anonymity through trust arrangements and Culture Foundation distributions that prevented detection of family assistance by professional colleagues or social networking contacts who might question their individual financial capability for sustained luxury travel and cultural entertainment. The vacation enhancement and experience coordination enabled Emma and Jake's travel lifestyle to maintain its cultural sophistication and social positioning within international luxury aviation markets, represented ongoing financial support that extended far beyond initial travel funding assistance. The private jet coordination that provided them with exclusive transportation access and premium service experiences, the first-class reservations that secured premium seating experiences on internationally acclaimed carriers, and the ground transportation coordination that included luxury via access and private transfer services, all operated through discrete aviation arrangements that I coordinated while Emma and Jake assumed. These amenities reflected normal luxury travel coordination that their social media income and professional networking could sustain independently. The cultural education and travel preparation analysis that documented my systematic support of Emma and Jake's international travel sophistication revealed the comprehensive scope of coordination that enabled their confident navigation of European aviation protocols, Asian transportation system, and international travel expectations, where cultural competence represented essential qualification for continued elite travel access and exclusive airline consideration. The language tutoring that prepared them for Italian conversation, the cultural briefing materials that educated them about regional customs and social expectation, and the historical context preparation that enabled sophisticated cultural appreciation, all operated through foundation educational programs that maintained complete anonymity regarding funding sources. The travel insurance and emergency coordination that I maintained through Blackwood International Aviation Emergency Response Networks revealed sophisticated planning that positioned Emma and Jake for optimal travel safety and crisis management, while maintaining complete anonymity regarding coordination sources that enabled their access to premium emergency services and diplomatic assistance capabilities. The comprehensive medical evacuation coverage, crisis communication protocol, and emergency financial assistance programs that protected their international travel included specialized coordination that most travelers could never access without extraordinary insurance coverage or diplomatic status recognition. The lifestyle coordination analysis revealed systematic support for Jake's business development networking and Emma's communications industry advancement that enabled their professional development while maintaining their international travel capability and cultural sophistication positioning within competitive Southern California professional network. The conference attendance coordination that enhanced their professional credentials and industry expertise. The cultural event participation that promoted their social positioning and intellectual development, and the international business travel coordination that connected them with global professional opportunities, all depended on aviation industry's support and travel coordination assistance that I provided through discrete professional networks and cultural development programs. The luxury transportation coordination that enabled Emma and Jake's lifestyle to maintain international travel capabilities, and domestic luxury transportation coordination represented another dimension of financial dependency that extended beyond their apparent social media income and networking capability. The first-class airline coordination for international destinations, the luxury ground transportation throughout European cultural tours, and the private transfer coordination for exclusive venue access, all required systematic aviation industry planning and partnership management, coordinated through investment income distributions and membership benefit coordination that maintained their transportation standards while supporting their professional image requirement. The cultural entertainment and exclusive event coordination that characterized Emma and Jake's lifestyle represented substantial ongoing expenses that required careful aviation industry planning and partnership coordination beyond typical communications and business professional capability. The luxury travel experiences throughout European cultural centers, combined with exclusive transportation access and private aviation viewing opportunities throughout Europe and Asia, demonstrated cultural consumption patterns that exceeded their apparent household income while maintaining social positioning that supported both Jake's business development networking and Emma's communications industry client development activity. The emergency travel preparedness assessment that I conducted revealed Emma and Jake's complete lack of independent crisis management capabilities or travel emergency coordination that would enable them to maintain their international travel lifestyle during political disruption, natural disasters, or unexpected medical emergencies that could threaten their safety and travel security without continued Blackwood International Aviation Emergency Response Support. The analysis of their personal emergency preparedness, travel crisis insurance coverage, and international assistance coordination revealed systematic dependency on external crisis management that they had never recognized as family assistance, rather than standard luxury aviation industry service coordination. The cultural competence analysis documented Emma and Jake's growing reliance on foundation, provided cultural education, and social positioning support that reflected lifestyle inflation beyond their independent educational capabilities and cultural preparation, including language learning assistance that suggested monthly cultural coordination expenditures exceeding normal professional development budgets, cultural institution membership fees that required ongoing financial assistance to maintain acceptable access level, and international etiquette consultation that maintained their social positioning and cultural navigation confidence throughout luxury travel experiences. The exclusive airline access assessment revealed that Emma and Jake's cultural entertainment portfolio and international travel experience contained substantially more exclusive access and premium aviation coordination than their individual professional networking and financial contributions could generate, reflecting systematic additional coordination that I provided through carefully structured cultural foundation memberships, aviation industry partnerships that enhanced their long-term cultural sophistication while maintaining complete anonymity, regarding coordination sources and family cultural assistance that enabled their lifestyle advancement beyond typical communications and business professional capabilities. Perhaps the most significant finding of my dependency assessment was the comprehensive scope of professional networking and social advancement support that I had provided through aviation industry relationships and cultural institution connections that enabled Jake's progression from college business student to successful restaurant family representative, and Emma's transition from college communications student to established lifestyle influencer. The professional references that supported their career advancement, the cultural networking opportunities that demonstrated their sophistication and international awareness, and the social positioning coordination that advanced their professional development, all reflected systematic coordination through community aviation networks rather than individual merit and professional achievement alone. The networking opportunities that connected Emma and Jake with industry leaders, potential brand partners, and professional development programs represented strategic relationship building coordinated through community aviation networks rather than organic career development that demonstrated individual initiative and interpersonal skill. The professional associations, media conferences, and continuing education programs that enhanced their credentials and market knowledge were subsidized through community partnerships and professional development initiatives that I coordinated through discrete aviation industry brand relationships that formed the foundation of Emma's influencer success, and Jake's business networking reflected introductions and business development coordination through community networks that connected local businesses with content creators and entrepreneurs who demonstrated both professional competence and community commitment that predicted long-term professional relationships and mutual success. The trust and professional credibility that Emma and Jake earned from brand partners and business contacts wasn't simply the result of their individual capabilities, reflected carefully managed business coordination and community reputation that I had established through decades of aviation industry leadership. The social media success metrics that enabled Emma's lifestyle influencer career and provided the financial foundation for their luxury travel coordination included algorithmic optimization, FORT, content promotion assistant, and engagement enhancement coordination that operated through discrete digital marketing partnerships and social media platform relationships that I maintained through aviation industry professional network. The follower growth patterns, engagement rates, and brand partnership opportunities that characterized Emma's social media success reflected systematic digital marketing support rather than organic content creation capability. The restaurant industry connections that supported Jake's family business development and provided networking opportunities for professional advancement included strategic partnership coordination, supplier relationship management, cultural event access that operated through aviation industry hospitality networks, and luxury travel client relationship. The business development opportunities, cultural venue access, and professional networking experiences that enhanced Jake's restaurant industry positioning reflected systematic industry coordination rather than individual business development capability. The educational funding coordination that had supported both Emma and Jake's college expenses, professional development, and cultural education included scholarship programs, educational grant coordination, and academic support services that operated through Community Cultural Foundation and educational assistance programs that I had established through aviation industry charitable giving and community development initiatives. The academic achievement recognition, professional development opportunities, and cultural education access that enhanced their credentials reflected systematic educational support rather than individual academic merit alone. The crisis intervention coordination that had provided Emma and Jake with emergency financial assistance, travel coordination, support, and professional development opportunities during challenging periods included specialized assistance programs, emergency funding coordination, and professional networking support that operated through discrete community assistance networks and cultural foundation emergency response system. The career stabilization, FORT, financial crisis assistance, and professional development coordination that maintained their lifestyle stability reflected systematic family assistance rather than individual financial management capability. The technology infrastructure coordination that enabled Emma's social media success and Jake's business development included advanced digital marketing tools, content creation, and social media platform optimization services that operated through discrete technology partnerships and digital marketing coordination. The content creation capabilities, digital marketing optimization, and social media platform success that characterized their professional development reflected systematic technology support rather than individual digital marketing expertise. The international travel coordination that had characterized Emma and Jake's cultural education and professional development throughout their college years and early career development included comprehensive transportation planning, cultural access coordination,
and educational experience management that operated through aviation industry partnerships and cultural institution relationships. The cultural immersion experiences, educational travel opportunities, and international networking access that enhanced their professional credentials reflected systematic travel coordination rather than individual cultural competence or financial capability. The family celebration coordination that would reveal the ultimate scope of their dependency began developing through Emma's systematic prioritization of European vacation planning over my 70th birthday celebration, demonstrating complete disconnection from family responsibility and cultural tradition that honored generational wisdom and community contribution. The scheduling conflict that positioned family obligation as inconvenient obstacle to peer social experiences revealed systematic devaluation of elderly respect and cultural appreciation that violated every principle upon which their travel privilege eligibility had been established. The vacation funding analysis that I conducted revealed comprehensive financial engineering that made Emma and Jake's European graduation trip possible through carefully coordinated aviation industry partnerships, cultural foundation distribution, educational achievement recognition programs that operated through discrete financial assistance networks. The luxury travel expenses, cultural experience coordination, and transportation management that characterized their planned European vacation reflected systematic family assistance rather than individual financial capability or social media income generation. The airline reservation coordination that Emma and Jake had assumed reflected their independent travel planning capabilities actually represented comprehensive aviation industry support that I had coordinated through Blackwood International Aviation Subsidiary Services and Partnership Network. The first-class seating arrangements, premium service coordination, and exclusive route access that characterized their European travel itinerary operated through systematic travel privilege coordination rather than individual booking capability or financial resource. The hotel accommodation coordination that provided Emma and Jake with luxury cultural experiences throughout their planned European destinations included comprehensive hospitality industry partnerships, cultural venue access, coordination, and exclusive accommodation arrangements that operated through aviation industry hospitality networks and luxury travel client relationships. The premium accommodation access, cultural experience coordination, and exclusive venue privileges that characterized their travel planning reflected systematic hospitality ordination rather than individual booking capabilities or financial resource. The cultural experience coordination that would provide Emma and Jake with exclusive access to museums, historical sites, and cultural institutions throughout their European vacation included specialized cultural access management, educational programming coordination, and institutional relationship management that operated through cultural foundation partnerships and educational assistance network. The exclusive cultural access, educational programming participation, and institutional networking opportunities that characterized their travel planning reflected systematic cultural coordination rather than individual cultural knowledge or networking capability. As I reviewed the comprehensive scope of financial dependency and lifestyle coordination that characterized Emma and Jake's comfortable assumptions about travel independence and cultural sophistication, I realized that their systematic dismissal of family celebration obligations and elderly respect to requirements had created perfect justification for educational consequences that would reveal the devastating gap between their entitled expectations and the reality of their complete dependence on systems they had never recognized or acknowledged as family assistance, rather than earned privilege. The Friday evening that would provide the most comprehensive real-time documentation of character failure and family loyalty destruction that any ungrateful relatives had ever demonstrated during milestone birthday coordination occurred on June 6, 2024. My actual 70th birthday, irrefutable evidence that would justify the most severe aviation consequences available through Blackwood International Aviation Governance and Travel Privilege restructuring that could transform comfortable assumptions about vacation independence into devastating education about respect, responsibility, and the reality that luxury travel access requires demonstration of character worthy of continued family investment and cultural support across generations of international aviation development and exclusive transportation coordination. Jake's ultimate character assessment began that morning, when our birthday celebration coordination required final confirmation and family participation acknowledgement, standard procedures that any responsible family milestone would include and any loving relatives would honor without question complaint. My telephone call to Emma's apartment at 10:30 a.m. was strategically timed to occur during normal morning hours, when her social media obligations would test her prioritization of family responsibility versus content creation and lifestyle optimization that had become her dominant concern throughout Jake's systematic influence and social positioning obsession. "Emma, dear," I began with the patient tone that elderly family members use when confirming important family celebrations with busy adult relatives. "I wanted to confirm our dinner plans for this evening and make sure we have all the celebration coordination organized properly. The restaurant reservation at Denny's is confirmed for 6:00 p.m., and I was hoping we could make this a really special family evening together for my milestone birthday." The immediate hesitation in Emma's response revealed her systematic preparation for elderly obligation management while maintaining the appearance of family inclusion and celebration consideration. "Oh, Grandma Victoria," she replied with the kind of calculated surprise that demonstrated extensive practice in family management and obligation deflection. "I'm so sorry, but something really important came up with our Europe trip plan. Jake and I have our final travel coordination meeting this evening with his parents and the whole travel group. It's literally the last chance to finalize everything before we leave on Sunday." The suggestion that European vacation coordination superseded my 70th birthday celebration perfect demonstrated Emma's systematic disconnection from family priority and cultural tradition, while providing convenient solutions that eliminated recognition of elderly celebrations' significance and milestone birthday importance. Her immediate assumption about rescheduling flexibility revealed both her condescension about elderly accommodation expectations and her prioritization of peer social experiences over intergenerational family responsibility that honored generational wisdom and cultural celebration. "I understand that travel coordination requires careful planning," I explained with appropriate elderly patience while carefully documenting her prioritization assumption. "However, today is my actual 70th birthday, and this represents a very significant milestone that I was hoping to celebrate with my beloved granddaughter. Perhaps your travel meeting could be rescheduled so we could honor this special family occasion together." The growing impatience in Emma's voice became increasingly apparent as elderly celebration needs conflicted with her systematic planning for vacation preparation and social positioning requirements. "Grandma, we really can't change the meeting. Everyone's schedules are already coordinated and we have restaurant reservations and everything planned. This is basically our graduation celebration coordination and it's been planned for weeks. Can't we just celebrate your birthday tomorrow instead? It's only one day difference, and we could make it really special then." The systematic elderly dismissal and celebration postponement assumptions revealed Emma's strategic planning for excluding family obligation while maintaining control over social experiences that might interfere with her lifestyle optimization and peer networking priority. Her reference to only 1 day difference demonstrated complete disconnection from milestone birthday significance and cultural traditions that honored elderly achievement while maintaining intergenerational relationships through shared celebration and collaborative family appreciation. Emma, I replied with the gentle firmness that elderly family members use when cultural traditions require negotiation and diplomatic family coordination. My 70th birthday occurs today, June 6th. This is the actual date that holds personal and cultural significance. I was really hoping my granddaughter would want to celebrate this important milestone with me on the correct date, especially since it represents such a significant life achievement and family bonding opportunity. The ultimate solution that Emma proposed revealed her systematic approach to minimizing elderly celebration obligation while maintaining minimal compliance with family inclusion expectations. Look, Grandma, if this is really that important to you, maybe you could join us for our group dinner tonight. Jake's parents are treating everyone to this amazing restaurant downtown, and you could celebrate your birthday with all of us together. It would actually be more festive with more people, and you'd get to meet Jake's family and our college friends. The invitation to join their graduation celebration as accommodation for my birthday revealed the most insulting form of family relationship management, treating elderly milestone achievement as secondary consideration rather than primary celebration opportunity that honored generational wisdom and cultural significance. Her suggestion that their peer social event would provide more festive celebration revealed complete ignorance about family birthday traditions and intergenerational respect, while demonstrating systematic devaluation of elderly celebration dignity and personal recognition. I appreciate the invitation, I replied with careful diplomatic consideration that masked comprehensive character assessment and consequence preparation, but I think a 70th birthday celebration deserves its own special recognition rather than being combined with other social events. This milestone represents 70 years of life experience, family contribution, and cultural wisdom that seems worthy of focused family celebration and personal honor. The response that would provide perfect justification for systematic revelation and educational consequences through Blackwood International Aviation Resource Coordination and Travel Privilege Restructuring came through Emma's text message 20 minutes later, demonstrating her systematic preparation for definitive elderly management and celebration obligation elimination that violated every principle of family respect and cultural dignity. Grandma Victoria, I've been thinking about this birthday situation, and I really think you're being unreasonable about the timing. Jake and I have been planning this Europe trip for months, and tonight's dinner is crucial for our group coordination. Your birthday happens every year, but this graduation trip is once in a lifetime. We can celebrate when we get back in 3 weeks, and it will be even more special because we'll have photos and stories to share with you. Please try to understand that sometimes family needs to be flexible for the greater good. Love you. The comprehensive character assessment documentation that this message provided revealed systematic elderly dismissal, milestone birthday devaluation, and family loyalty destruction that justified immediate consequence implementation through aviation industry authority and travel privilege restructuring that would transform comfortable assumptions about vacation independence into devastating education about respect requirements and character demonstration necessary for continued luxury travel coordination and cultural access eligibility. The technological coordination that I initiated at TU would provide Emma and Jake with the most expensive lesson about family respect and elderly dignity that any entitled relatives had ever received through systematic aviation industry consequence delivery and cultural education program. The secure communication protocols that connected my Riverside Gardens apartment with Blackwood International Aviation Command Centers in Geneva, Dubai, and Singapore enabled real-time coordination of comprehensive travel privilege restructuring, while maintaining complete operational security and legal compliance across multiple international jurisdictions. Dr. Sarah Chen Williams. I announced to the Blackwood International Aviation Chief Operations Coordinator, whose holographic presence materialized within my apartment's advanced communication system. Please initiate comprehensive travel privilege assessment and potential restructuring protocols for passengers Emma Rodriguez and Jake Martinez, whose character evaluation data indicates systematic family disrespect and elderly celebration dismissal that threatens their continued eligibility for luxury aviation services and exclusive transportation coordination. By Chen Williams, retrieved within 90 seconds, provided comprehensive documentation of Emma and Jake's complete dependency on Blackwood International Aviation Systems, including their European vacation coordination, exclusive airline access, luxury accommodation arrangement, and cultural experience management, that had enabled their lifestyle sophistication while maintaining complete anonymity regarding family assistance and foundation support coordination. Chen Williams replied with the professional respect that aviation industry leaders demonstrate when coordinating with foundation authority and cultural preservation priority. The assessment data confirms systematic character failure patterns and family loyalty violations that justify immediate travel privilege restructuring. The passengers in question have demonstrated no recognition of family assistance, despite receiving over $340,000 in coordinated aviation services, cultural access management, and lifestyle support coordination throughout their educational and professional development. The specific travel coordination analysis that appeared on my holographic display system revealed the devastating scope of Emma and Jake's dependency while documenting their complete ignorance regarding family assistance and foundation support system. Their planned European vacation included first-class airline reservations on 3 Blackwood International Aviation subsidiary carriers, luxury hotel accommodations at properties that maintained exclusive partnership agreements with foundation hospitality networks, and cultural access coordination through educational institutions that received substantial foundation funding and support. The immediate consequence implementation options, Dr. Chen Williams continued while comprehensive travel data appeared throughout my apartment's display system, include systematic reservation cancellation, exclusive access elimination, and foundation support restructuring that would provide passengers with authentic travel independence experience, while demonstrating the educational value of family respect and elderly dignity appreciation throughout luxury aviation coordination and cultural access management. The consequence coordination that I approved at 3:15 p.m. would deliver justice through systematic aviation industry authority while providing community education about family loyalty, elderly risk, and the character demonstration required for continued luxury travel coordination and cultural access eligibility. The implementation timeline would ensure maximum educational impact while maintaining appropriate legal compliance and operational security throughout international aviation networks and cultural preservation communities. The first phase of consequence delivery occurred at 4. Received notification from Meridian Airlines, one of Blackwood International Aviation's premier subsidiary carriers, that their first-class reservations for Sunday's departure to Paris had been cancelled due to technical system updates and overbooking coordination requirements. The notification included standard airline language about rebooking assistance and alternative travel arrangements, while maintaining complete operational discretion regarding foundation authority and character assessment coordination. The second phase of educational justice delivery occurred at 4:45 p.m., when Jake received similar notification from Alpine Luxury Hotels regarding their premium accommodation reservations throughout Paris, Rome, and Barcelona, explaining that unforeseen maintenance requirements and cultural event coordination conflicts required reservation cancellation with sincere apologies for any inconvenience and assistance with alternative accommodation risks. The notification maintained standard hospitality industry language while implementing systematic privilege restructuring through foundation governance and character evaluation protocol. The third phase of comprehensive consequence implementation occurred at 5:18 p.m., when both Emma and Jake received coordinated notifications from their cultural access programs, exclusive transportation services,
and luxury experience coordinators throughout their planned European destination, explaining systematic availability of conflicts and coordination challenges that required reservation cancellation and alternative arrangement coordination. The notifications maintained professional hospitality industry standards while delivering devastating education about travel independence and character demonstration requirements. The emergency coordination meeting that Emma initiated at 5, frantically calling Jake while their comfortable assumptions about vacation control collapsed around their understanding of travel industry authority, provided perfect real-time documentation of character failure recognition and dependency revelation that demonstrated the educational value of systematic consequence delivery through aviation industry governance and cultural preservation protocols.
Jake, everything is falling apart. Emma's voice revealed systematic shock and panic as their travel privilege elimination created comprehensive worldview destruction and recognition that fundamental assumptions about vacation independence were entirely wrong. All our flights got canceled, all our hotels canceled our reservations, and even our museum tours and restaurant bookings are getting canceled. This doesn't make sense. How can everything go wrong at the same time? The conversation that I monitored through discrete communication systems revealed Emma and Jake's complete lack of understanding regarding aviation industry coordination, luxury travel privilege management, and the character demonstration requirements that determined continued access to exclusive transportation services and cultural experience coordination. Their assumption that technical problems and coordination conflicts explained systematic cancellation demonstrated ignorance about foundation authority and travel privilege governance that protected cultural destinations while maintaining service quality standards. The crisis escalation that occurred throughout the following hour included desperate attempts to secure alternative travel arrangements, luxury accommodation, and cultural access coordination that revealed Emma and Jake's complete dependency on systems they had never recognized as family assistance rather than earned privilege. The alternative booking attempts that consistently failed due to availability limitations and coordination conflicts provided comprehensive education about travel industry authority and character assessment protocol. The ultimate character education moment occurred at 6:47 p.m. when Emma contacted me directly, her voice revealing systematic desperation and worldview destruction as comfortable assumptions about travel independence collapsed into recognition of complete dependency and character failure consequences. Everything keeps getting canceled and we can't find any alternative bookings anywhere. The airlines are saying there's no availability. The hotels claim they're fully booked and even tourist activities are unavailable. Could you maybe help us figure out what's going wrong? The request for assistance from the elderly family member whose 70th birthday celebration she had dismissed as inconvenient obstacle to vacation preparation provided perfect irony and educational value, while demonstrating the systematic character failure that had justified comprehensive consequence implementation. Through aviation industry authority and cultural preservation protocol. Emma dear, I replied with the patient wisdom that elderly family members provide when adult relatives finally demonstrate readiness to understand consequences and character development. I believe there may be some confusion about travel authority and family coordination in this situation. The silence that followed this response revealed systematic processing of information that challenged every assumption about travel independence and vacation control, while demonstrating growing recognition that fundamental worldview corrections were becoming necessary. You see, I continued while observing the growing comprehension that would soon transform their comfortable assumptions about elderly limitations into devastating education about respect requirements and family loyalty. I am Dame Victoria Eleanor Blackwood, founder and controlling shareholder of Blackwood International Aviation, an $47 million transportation empire that owns the airline you were flying on, the hotels you were staying at, and controls the exclusive cultural access and premium coordination that makes European luxury travel possible. The comprehensive silence that greeted this announcement revealed systematic shock and worldview destruction as recognition dawned that fundamental assumptions about elderly capabilities and family authority were entirely wrong. The aviation industry authority and cultural preservation responsibility that governed luxury travel access had been operating beneath their assumptions about grandmotherly simplicity,
while maintaining character assessment protocols that required family respect and elderly dignity demonstration. The luxury travel experiences that enabled you to develop your cultural sophistication, I continued, while their comfortable assumptions about vacation independence transformed into recognition of complete dependency, including the exclusive access that supported your social positioning, the premium coordination that enhanced your international experience, and the comprehensive travel support that made your affluent lifestyle possible actually represent systematic foundation benefits that require ongoing demonstration of family loyalty and elderly respect as conditions for continued travel support and cultural access eligibility. The educational revelation that followed provided Emma and Jake with comprehensive understanding of their complete dependency, while demonstrating the character assessment protocols and family respect requirements that governed continued luxury travel coordination and cultural access management through foundation authority and aviation industry governance. The systematic dismissal of elderly family members during milestone birthday celebrations, I explained, while their entitled assumptions collapsed around understanding of consequence delivery, represents exactly the kind of character failure that justifies immediate travel privilege restructuring and foundation benefit elimination, that protects cultural destinations while providing education about respect, loyalty, and the moral foundation necessary for sustainable travel relationships and generational hospitality stewardship. The immediate consequence documentation that Dr. Chen Williams provided through secure communication confirmed comprehensive travel privilege elimination foundation, support restructure and cultural access management that would provide Emma and Jake with authentic travel independence experience, while demonstrating the educational value of family respect and character demonstration throughout luxury aviation, coordination and cultural preservation protocol. As for their European graduation trip, while Emma and Jake struggled with last-minute budget, airline arrangements, youth hostel accommodations and tourist-level cultural access, I celebrated my 70th birthday at the Ritz-Carlton Marina del Rey, a property where I maintained platinum relationships, surrounded by the respectful aviation industry professionals and cultural preservation colleagues who understood that elderly wisdom and family loyalty create the foundation for meaningful celebration and authentic cultural appreciation. The story of how dismissive relatives learned that abandoning their grandmother's 70th birthday celebration could cost them their entire luxury vacation became the most expensive lesson about family respect and elderly dignity that any ungrateful family members had ever received. Sometimes the most powerful education you can provide entitled relatives is comprehensive understanding that elderly wisdom and family authority aren't optional conveniences that disappear when they become inconvenient for personal social plans and pure entertainment priorities. Their assumption that they could dismiss my milestone birthday with casual postponement suggestions transformed into devastating recognition that they were the ones whose entire cultural lifestyle depended on aviation systems they had never suspected. The grandmother they disrespected with celebration abandonment turned out to control not just their vacation, coordination and cultural access, but their entire social positioning and international sophistication, teaching them that respect for elderly family members isn't just moral obligation, it's practical necessity for anyone who wants to maintain cultural access and travel privileges in family where character determines prosperity and family loyalty guides generational aviation. Remember, family celebration, harmony and cultural respect, built on genuine character and intergenerational appreciation, create foundation for lasting cultural access and authentic international experience, while elderly dismissal and casual birthday abandonment destroy not only family bonds, also the moral foundation necessary for sustainable travel relationships and generational cultural transfer that honors wisdom and experience, alongside innovation and adventure that serves collective family welfare and community cultural prosperity across generations. Up next, you've got two more standout stories right on your screen. If this one hit the mark, you won't want to pass these up, just click and check them out. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upload from us.